White House, taken out. He's going to the seashore. He waves to all the people, the staff of the White House, look out the windows, line the walkway, and he's waving to them and saying, everything's all right, I'll be back very soon. 6th of September. This is a specially created train. It's headed for Elberon, New Jersey, small town on the Jersey seashore. He has been provided a 22-room summer home that is owned by a New York businessman. Overnight, when we get to Elberon, overnight, 2,000 railway workers have laid a track to the house. A portion of it has to go uphill. We get there, the train can't make it up the hill. It's in a sand dune. So 200 people who have come out to get some glimpse of the president begin pushing the train and the locomotive up the hill. The president is grateful to everyone. We get him in the house. We put him in front of this large window looking out at the ocean. The president is very interesting. He always feels that the ocean has a mythical effect on him. He said, when I'm there, the smell of it, the sound of it, the look of it gives me rest. So we put him in front of the window, prop the bed up. He looks out and says, this is wonderful, just wonderful. So over the next 2 weeks, the president's condition continues to deteriorate. On the 19th of September, he says to me, can some of my friends come in and visit with me? They do. And his primary concern is, what will people remember me for? I've been president since March 4th. Do I have a legacy? One of his very close friends, General David Swain, then said, the president turned to him and said, Swain, what a severe pain I have right here. With that, he lapsed into a coma. I was called immediately. I came in, checked the president, and said, please get Mrs. Garfield. Mrs. Garfield came in and she said, is everything all right? I said, I need to be very frank with you. The president is dying. Neighbors came in, friends came in to be with the family. The president's 13-year-old daughter, Molly, was present. At 10:35 in the evening, I checked the president with my stethoscope, took off my glasses and turned to the people and said, it's over. Everyone filed out, giving their best thoughts to Mrs. Garfield. She stayed for about another hour or so, and then we strongly suggested that she retire, which she did. The next day, we performed an autopsy on the president. Let me give you the results of that. In every autopsy room in the United States, in one way or another, there is a saying over the door, in Latin, mortui vivos docent. Here, the dead teach the living. We needed to find out for future reference. 4 o'clock in the afternoon of September 20th, we assembled to conduct an autopsy on the late President James Abram Garfield. Present were the 5 members of my medical team, Dr. D.S. Lamb of the U.S. Army Medical Museum, who would conduct the examination, his assistant, and Joseph Stanley Brown, the president's personal secretary, representing the family official household, and me. The most striking finding was the location of the bullet. We had always thought that the bullet had ricocheted off the 11th rib and went forward. I was concerned that it might have been in the liver, given the president's effect, the bullet's effect on the president's stomach, his vomiting. Instead, what happened was the bullet hit the lower part of the 11th rib, the upper part of the 12th rib, and passed through the first lumbar vertebra without ever touching the spinal cord. Now, when we first saw the president, he complained of tingling and almost like an animal clawing at his legs. That subsided within hours. The president had good movement in his legs, good movement everywhere else. So the bullet, instead of being on the right side of the body, was on the left side. Where was it? It was in connective tissue that, holds everything together, directly behind the spleen. On its way, it nicked the splenic artery, one of the large arteries in the body, but didn't open it. So our autopsy proved what we had thought, that the president had no involvement of major arteries or major vessels, given the fact that we had superficial bleeding at the wound site. Secondly, it hit no major organs, and no, just bones that would have healed. It did not open the splenic artery. Here's another thing. There was a channel of pus that went from the pelvic area, on this other side, went from the pelvic area down into the inside of the leg. A channel of pus. Burrowing from the initial wound site. The amount of infection was extensive. There was evidence of pneumonia. The president was coughing the last couple of days of his life. Now here's what really caused the problem. There was a large opening, we refer to it as a rent, in the splenic artery, not caused by the bullet, caused probably by the president's fragile condition. That splenic artery opened up and came forth a gush of blood that left a clot the size of a man's fist. That's probably the pain that he felt when he said to Swain, "Oh, what a pain I have here." So that amount of blood probably then caused a heart attack, just because there wasn't enough blood in the body. The fact that we could not locate the bullet, the president was and despite that fact, if we could have been there, then we could have removed it very easily. Simple operation. Back here, no major organs involved. We could remove it. Had the induction coil worked, we would have seen where it was. We would have heard where it was. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my story. If you have a little bit of time, I would like to do what I refer to as a postscript. I'm no longer Dr. Bliss. I'm just me. It's important for you to know what happened to all the people after this. I call this the postscript. The reason I don't have you ask Dr. Bliss questions is because your questions are going to come from a 21st century group of people talking to a late 19th century physician who was at the verge of modern medicine as we know it. We were so close in 1881 to finding out what caused infection. How then you would treat it. When the First World War came along, we were well on our way. We had various kinds of drugs. We knew what caused the infection. We knew how to do it. They didn't. You know who did? Young physicians who were just coming out. As a matter of fact, one of the things I'll read to you is a note from